Sometimes it looks like it's recording and it's not. So, okay. All righty. This is the rest of our team today. The run has been going off. All righty. Oh, here we go. Some more. I'm just going to give them one more minute. I'm just stirring up some more group chats here and going, where is all of them coming? There's Mr. Mark. Hello, Mark.
I just
Hello.
sent him a message.
I was trying the
log in.
password. The password was a bit tricky.
It was written in Cajun.
Yeah. Hey,
That's what the trick was.
look at that studio behind you, KD. That's outstanding.
Yeah, I had it built strictly for Celine.
I love that background. I got to get myself a background like that. I have to say my background's to be a little bit boring. And that okay.
Hi, Brian. Haven't seen your face for a while.
Who's?
All right, I can see a few others on. Yeah, working behind the scenes there as well. Cool, not a problem. I know some people are watching in from work, so they won't be able to put it on their cameras, but I can see, yep, I can see them coming on here now. Here we go. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, I want to be really respectful of Kerry's time because, of course, it is a little bit later over there than it is here. And we'll just let you know that the future is looking good. Friday here in Australia, and it's awesome. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to get us started though. And as you join in, love for you to just to pop in the chat where you're coming in from today. And that as well, just so Kerry and Mickey and Danny can take a virtual travel around Australia while they're also talking to us as well, getting to see where everybody's coming in from. So huge appreciation, Kerry, for joining us today. A little bit about Kerry for those of you who may not know him as well as the rest of us as well. He is, besides being a PMD plus, under an amazing upline, his wife, Mickey, who's on here too. He also is the CEO of Keep Punching Entertainment, a Louisiana-based company tied to boxing promotion, media, motivational speaking, and coaching. And you'll get that from him. You will see where you've seen the boxing gloves or whatever like that is absolutely amazing. He's had 4 decades of involvement in boxing as a promoter. You know, his motivational phrase, a personal brand, keep punching, is something that I think just resonates with so many different people as well. I think it's beautiful. It's just keep on going, just no matter what, keep on going. And my dad and all his brothers were boxers, my brothers were all boxers as well. And so that analogy really speaks to my heart as well. But to be honest, he's just somebody who has just continuously encouraged me from the day that I got involved in Juice Plus. Himself, along with Mickey, and of course Danny and Debbie as well, were, you know, the first people to really bring Juice Plus to Australia and New Zealand. And so we're so blessed that all of these years later, they're still supporting us ongoing. I heard Kerry speaking at Phoenix that was only last month, wasn't it now? And, you know, what he spoke about just really resonated with me. So I asked him, would he come on and just share that message for this time, because I think it's just so relevant at the time that we are actually in. Would he share that with all of you guys? And he absolutely agreed. So Kerry, without further ado, I'm going to spotlight you. So everybody gets to see you there and with your amazing backdrop. But would you share some wisdom with our amazing Australian New Zealand team?
Celine, before I get started, since we have a small audience, could I ask each person to introduce themselves their position, and how long have they been with the company?
Awesome. Cool. Alrighty. So I know some of you are working with cameras off. So if you want to drop that into the chat, you can do that. Anybody who wants to kind of open up and share or speak, feel free to do it as well. So either in the chat or unmute as we start to add some more people in here. I can see. And that, go for it. And that too, don't be shy. Because if you don't either put it in the chat or speak, we might have to pick on you.
So no one's going to speak, so I'll go.
You, Mel.
I'm Mel. I have been here for just over 4 years, and I am a QNMD.
Wow. Okay,
Good
4
work.
years. I love it. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Awesome.
my name's Nicole. Mum of 7, been here 5 years, SSC incoming QNMD,
Amen.
and absolutely love this space.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Love
Next.
it. Who else is
Who's
going
next?
next? I've got some in the chat here. We've got Rochelle, who's 8 years QSSC.
Okay.
Brian, of course, here, 10 years PMD plus, lives
Okay.
on the Gold Coast. Where else have we got here, down here? Mark, PMD plus, mate, I think. Shona, currently in SC, been here 3 to 4 years, and as part of our Eagles, going for it. Bronny, EMD as well. So awesome. I'm just trying to see. Yeah. So there we go. I think we've got most of them there for you. Kerry?
Now, I lost a little bit about the time. How long has Australia been open?
28 years. We're celebrating 28 years. Yeah.
Okay, our age. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you that don't know me, as Celine just mentioned, my name is Kerry Daigle. I'm from a state called Louisiana in the USA. My background is the entertainment and sports industry for 5 decades, doing a lot of work there on the international level. And today I'm speaking to you about the history of Juice Plus, the journey, and what my wife Mickey and I have lived through over the last 36 years with the company, and hopefully to instill some vision into you and what we see from our experience. Now, Juice Plus has lived in 3 different eras, and Mickey and myself have experienced all these 3 eras firsthand. We've worked together for the entire 36 years that we've been in the business. Not one of us in the background, but both of us together the entire time, and usually me taking lessons or listening to her leading the way. Now, this might sound a little egotistical to a lot of people, but it's this is about the experience and connections that were created that very few people really have in the company. It's about connections and the people that you meet along the way. Now, some of you are going to like me. Some of you are going to like what I have to say. And in all honesty, some of you are not. And it doesn't matter to me if you like me, by the way. I'm just out here to tell you the truth and give you exactly a message of what I see happening with the Juice Plus company. I know what I know, and I'm going to say this braggadociously. I know I'm right. I've experienced it. I would like to take you through a journey of the eras, ending with a challenge and possibly an invitation. I won't be long, so I would appreciate if you would pay real close attention. I'm going to move as quick as I can. Now, with this company, we've seen the highs, we've seen the lows, we've seen the challenges, we've seen the breakthroughs, we've seen the growing pains, and now what I believe is the greatest opportunity in the history of Juice Plus, right now. Now, you're wondering, what the heck is he talking about? The greatest opportunity? Come on. Well, tonight I want to talk to you about something I call Juice Plus 1.0, Juice Plus 2.0, and then Juice Plus 3.0. Because if you understand where we've been, you're going to understand where we're headed and where we're going. So Juice Plus 1.0, what I call is the pioneer era, is when we first started. When Juice Plus first came out in 1993, it looked nothing like it does today. It came in a plain orange box, nothing spectacular. There were 8 one-month supplies in a box, enough to last about 4 months. Now, back then, we had to retail the product ourselves. collect the money, reorder inventory, and physically redeliver the product to customers when they ran out and collect again, checks or cash. So there were no apps, there were no websites, there's no social media, there was no Zoom calls, no digital systems, no iPhones. We had fax machines. Some of you probably don't even know what a fax machine is. Internet was just surfacing. We had handheld home phones where we paid X amount of dollars for a long distance service per minute. Can you imagine that? I'm kind of giving my age away, aren't I? Cable TV, no streaming service. Cash and coins were currency in those days. Okay, cash and coins were currency. People wrote checks. Can you believe that? People actually wrote checks. They didn't hand out credit cards or did Venmo or did PayPal. And most importantly, there was no research. All we really had was a story about Dr. Humbert Santillo and a revolutionary concept no one had ever seen before called food in a capsule. Think about that. That's all we knew. Food in a capsule. Now, a broad spectrum of fruits and vegetables in powder form that was designed to bridge the gap between what people should eat and what people actually do eat. People thought it sounded crazy. We were initially an environmental company, marketing water and air filtration that was formed in 1970 by Jay Martin. Now, leaders in our company didn't understand Jay Martin's vision with this food in a capsule. Nobody really got it. In fact, many insulted the inventor, Dr. Santillo, and many criticized Jay Martin. There were hundreds of leaders, NFDs, making serious six-figure incomes that darted out and left the company. I want you to hear this real well. I want you to know the history. Chaos was a centered part of the company at that time. We personally had 8 high-income earners, NFDs that were above us, that exited. That were some of the biggest producers in the company. We moved up directly to a young man named Jeff Roberti, who we had never heard of. We didn't know who this guy was. Funny how things happen, isn't it? Think about that a minute. Funny how things really happen. God was on our side. We just didn't know it at that moment, but it didn't take long after we crossed paths with Jay and with Jeff during this misery time. The rest is history. But we believed in the concept of Juice Plus. But most importantly, we believed in Jay Martin's vision. And over time, something incredible started happening. Sales exploded. Testimonies began pouring into our corporate office from people all over the country. Testimonies about what was happening to them personally from taking the Juice Plus product line. One of those testimonies came from a doctor named Dr. Barry Bone, an ophthalmologist from Lafayette, Louisiana. He called up our vice president of sales and said, I don't know what's going on. I'm putting all my patients on Juice Plus, and I'm going to tell you, 6 months later, their vision is improving. Now, I'm not here to make a lot of claims. I'm here to just tell you what happened. And I want you to pay close attention. And he says, I have no idea what's going on with this product line, but the only thing different that my patients are doing, they're taking Juice Plus. Well, then guess what? The home office said maybe we should study this. So the testimonies kept pouring into our corporate offices constantly, on a regular basis. Stories that were almost impossible to ignore. And that's when the medical community started paying attention. Then came the research. Then came NSF certification. Then came the cassette tapes with Dr. Sidney Krakauer and Jay Martin. It was the first cassette tape that was put out on the Juice Plus product line. Many of you don't even know who Dr. Krakauer was. But he and Dr. Bone were the first two medical doctors in the world to make NMD with Juice Plus. And they were in Louisiana. Then came leaders like Dr. Mitra Ray and Dr. Richard Dubois with their version of their cassette tapes that flooded the market. Cassette tapes. Nothing over the top, just simple cassette tapes that ended up having this company produce millions and millions of dollars in sales a day. In fact, the first two NMDs that achieved National Marketing Director, Dr. Bone and Dr. Krakauer, had no idea that they were working their way up to NMD. They just kept getting so many people to take the product and people that wanted to market it with them that they became NMDs. This created a domino effect across the profession, the medical profession. Now, I know you guys in Australia have some challenges with having medical profession on the stage, but I still want you to listen to this because although they're not on the stage, they're a big part of your business too, and they can be. History was being made. Now, during this era, the company evolved from the name called NSA. We were called National Safety Associates into what we now know as Juice Plus. Preferred Customers, a subscription-based program, became the foundation of a stable, long-term residual or passive income. We were building lasting income streams that continued for decades. We were building a legacy. Broken records left and right. And we became the #1 selling whole food product in the world. Now, Juice Plus 1.0 was the pioneer area. But you know, sometimes bad things happen. You have challenges. Enter Juice Plus 2.0. It's a challenging era, I call it. Leadership shifted. Jay Martin was no longer as involved at the forefront. This is reality, folks. At the same time, the world itself was changing rapidly. Everything was going digital. And honestly, like many companies, Juice Plus struggled with digital transformation. Struggled quite a bit. Good people leading corporate, don't get me wrong, and they were working hard, they were trying, but they simply didn't have the experience or the vision necessary to lead in a capacity that could work with the technological world. They weren't the right fit. We didn't have top-notch leaders like you have right now in Australia. We didn't have that understood direct sales real well. Then COVID hit. And suddenly the entire world changed overnight. Businesses shut down, people were isolated, corporate America went remote, health regulations tightened gradually all over the world. Leaders in Juice Plus were leaving again, giving up. Those were the ones with no vision. They were listening to the negative influences. But the wise stay, and the wise survive, and the wise always win. Ironically, Juice Plus partners were actually ahead of many traditional companies because relationship marketing and remote communication were already part of our culture. We were used to that. But the systems weren't fully ready for the moment. It was a difficult season. And every company goes through seasons like this. That's reality. But you know, difficult seasons either destroy an organization, destroy you personally, or prepare you or the organization for reinvention. Enter Juice Plus 3.0, the new era. And now here we are. We're in Juice Plus 3.0. A completely different world, way different than anything that you've ever experienced. Many of you that just been in this 3 or 4 years, you're hearing some of this and you're saying, oh my goodness, I heard there were challenges before. Well, I'm telling you what the facts are from the beginning, from almost 40 years ago. And honestly, in our 36 years with this company, Mickey and I have never seen anything what is like what's happening right now. Not even when sales were exploding in Juice Plus 1.0. I will tell you, things are changing and quickly. We've had major shifts in the last 8 weeks that didn't happen in the last 8 years. The speed, the systems, the tools, the leadership, and the vision. We were fortunate to have an interim CEO connected to major multi-billion-dollar companies who understood what needed to happen. His name, Mike Lohner. Some of you have met him. And almost immediately, I'm talking about since day one, things started moving. Mickey and I were asked for a small group, about 5 of us, to go meet with Mike personally in Dallas, Texas. I knew when I walked out of that room that day, things were going to change. This guy's vision was unreal. What happened? Things started moving. Right off the bat, a new website, a new app, modern systems, fresh momentum. Now, not everything's opened up in every country in the world. Australia's got to wait for their time, just like we have to wait for our time to make things happen. But I want you to remember what I'm saying tonight. Pay attention. Listen carefully, because records are getting ready to be broken like never before. We learned from Mike Lohner a simple move. I'll never forget in that meeting, Mickey. He spoke to me and he said, Kerry, we have to be prepared to pivot. Man, little words, a 5-letter word that stuck with me and hundreds of other people as he continued to deliver that message. Pivot. It reminded me of my boxing days. How to throw an effective punch. You have to pivot. How to avoid punches. You have to pivot. How to position yourself when a challenge appears. You have to pivot. And in less than 3 months, not even 3 months, I've watched changes happen that I truly believe are positioning Juice Plus to break records we've never seen before, but we've pivoted. We're pivoting now. Juice Plus 2 and Juice Plus 101 are history. Forget about it. Move on. We're in a new era. New products are opening entirely new conversations. New doors for customers and partners to enter. New opportunities. New voices, new messages. New marketing. We pivoted. New customers are entering the market. New wellness entrepreneurs are seeing the opportunity each and every day. And perhaps most importantly, there's new energy. There's new vision. I saw the excitement in Celine's face. I could see her when I was on stage, sitting down in that audience, right in the front row, and I could see the smile on her face. I could see her moving up on the chair. I could see the excitement in her picture, her face just lightening up, and says, I wish I would have had all of Australia here at this day, this weekend. But I'm going to tell you something. I know it costs quite a few bucks to come to the country here, but Tampa, Florida is going to be record-breaking time. Record-breaking with the things that I know are going on right now. So if you're ever going to save any money, darling, all of you, and you want to make a trip to the States, you need to come to Tampa, Florida for that event. There's new energy, there's new vision, there's new leadership, and that energy is beginning to flow internationally. Now, why is this moment different? Here's why I believe this moment is different from anything we've seen before. We live in a world obsessed with wellness. People are searching for answers. They are overwhelmed with synthetic products, hype, confusion, and misinformation. And yet Juice Plus stands out almost alone in one critical category: whole food nutrition backed by human clinical research. Over 45 published research studies, gold standard publications, double-blind, placebo-controlled human studies. Not studies on ingredients, studies on the actual products themselves. That matters. We're the GOAT, greatest of all time. There is no competition. Don't be weak and try to take your product and compare it to another product and give them the credibility they don't deserve to have, because they don't have 45 or 50 published studies. We do. We're leading the way. So what are you waiting for? You don't need a degree from Harvard or Yale to understand how rare that is in this industry. So if you're a business person, you're an entrepreneur, and you don't get it, you need to take a little break and go get a mental enema and start paying attention to what's really happening out there. Very few companies, if any, can stand where we stand scientifically. We are, again, hashtag GOAT. Honestly, we don't have competition. I want to repeat that. I want you to hear it. And now, for the first time in years, we finally have the tools, the systems, the leadership to match the strength of the product story. That's why Juice Plus 3.0 is not an update. It's a new era. So again, you might ask me, what do you expect in the next 5 years? Well, in my opinion, the next 5 years are going to be extraordinary stories that are going to happen. The people who stay focused, the people who become problem solvers instead of problem complainers, the people that embrace change and try to get along with everyone, those who pivot when necessary, the people who move with vision, those people are going to build something that leaves a legacy. History is going to be made all over again. The question is not whether people will succeed. The real question is, will it be you? Will it be you? I want to thank you very much for having me. That's all I got. Keep punching.
Kerry,
I hope
that
you guys
was
pay close attention. This is a true story. You're going to remember the Cajun man that came on stage and said, what happened? 5 years from now, you're going to remember this. You're either going to be a winner or you're going to be in the losing bracket. You got to make that decision. Now, I'm not here to motivate everyone and tell you you're going to be great. You know, my old grandpa was one of my mentors. And I hate to use this language, but Australia's used to it. I've heard a lot of you guys speak before, but my grandpa used to tell me all the time, the best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass. You know? So number one, it's about you, dedication, discipline. You are with the greatest company with a whole food product that no one can compete with you if you speak with that confidence and you believe in what I believe and my wife believes. You will grow and you will build a legacy, not just a business. Celine, that's all I got.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was just absolutely fantastic. Pages notes here, writing down. A couple of things that I just want to pull out. First of all, thank you so much for taking us on the journey, because there are definitely some of our team here and those who will be watching the recording that have not been on the journey with us as long, so may not realize the evolution that has happened. Because I think that when we are in the midst of challenge, sometimes we can think that it's the only time. But what we know, for those who've been around for a while, we know that life, business, everything has its ups and downs. It's a roller coaster, and there are seasons. And so we're going to, just like, you know, autumn, winter, spring, summer come, we're going to have those in there. And I think what's beautiful to see is that, no matter what the challenges are, and there are many that have been thrown up at us, is we have prevailed. Juice Plus is still here, stronger as ever. The other thing that I just loved that you reminded us about was that, our product, and we're actually starting to see, which is great, more and more wellness professionals come back into our business here as well. We know that we have to be really mindful about how we position them on that, but that also is fantastic right across the board, team, knowing that, you have wellness professionals, doctors, nurses, all different modalities coming into our business means that you know that it is a product that they're also happy to promote, and hope that gives you confidence to be able to promote it as well. The GOAT, I think we need to remember that we are, we're the original, we're the OG of this whole wellness revolution. If we think about what we did over the years, and especially when it comes down to, to science and to research. I was listening to a podcast a few weeks ago about another gummy company that just got sold for $1 billion. No science. They used borrowed science to be able to promote their product. Borrowed science. And yet we have research that is actually on our product. And again, I know that I've been working with Thea about us getting louder and prouder of what it is that we can say around that. So it's really important for us to know just how awesome that is. And then the other thing, besides the best way to get in your feet is to get off your ass. We'll be using that more. That was written down. But the other thing too is we are in an era of the wellness entrepreneur. And I think that that's something as well that ties together so beautifully. I've been talking a lot around, the kitchen table economy, where people are building businesses around kitchen tables. And it's kind of how I talk about how my story started around the kitchen tables of Dublin. But I love that wellness entrepreneurs, because I think it ties beautifully the two aspects of our business. The wellness aspect, which is our amazing products and programs, and then the opportunity as well. And that bringing that together, who are we looking for? We're looking for wellness entrepreneurs. We're looking for people that actually want to be passionate about health and well-being, and actually also have the hunger to share that with other people as well and be able to make something different. So I agree, Kerry, sitting in that audience in Phoenix and having, multiple meetings with so many different people, including Mike, I felt a shift. And it can be difficult to kind of say that we know that it's been hard times, and it's not about forgetting them. And somebody said something to me the other day, and I said, we're not kind of, negating what's happened over the last 18 months. As we navigated through that season. It's not about that at all. But I was given a word at the beginning of this year, and it was called remember. It was remember. We just kept dropping in. And I was kind of going, all right, I just need to know what this is more about, God. And it was really reminding us to remember who we are, what we've done, and what we can bring to the table. And it was remembering about the fundamentals never change in our business. The fundamentals of invitations, reach outs, conversations, building relationship with people, they never change. And it was about getting back to basics. And I really want to acknowledge some of our team that are on here have really embraced that, because we went to work on remembering the fundamentals. And that's now where we're seeing people's businesses being lit on fire again. And so I'm just going to encourage you all because sometimes I know you can hear it from me and you kind of think, oh, she's just trying to pump up our tires, whatever. You've just heard it from Kerry. Honestly, there is a shift. I felt it there. And what I hope that as when we gather together in 2.5 weeks now, less than that, for those of us who are joining us on Daydream as well, literally kind of this time 3 weeks, we'll actually be right in the middle of our convention here. And so I hope that as we go into those rooms, that we remember that we bring this, I suppose, expectation and this belief that this is a new era that we're stepping into. The past has given us the most amazing roots and foundation to build from. But I'm with you, Kerry. I feel what is about to come is actually going to be even greater. Not because we're going to have all these fancy tools. It's because I really feel that those tools give us tools to do, but a tool is only as good as what we individually do with it. But I really believe that if we remember the difference we can make in the world to individuals that are waiting for us to reach out to them, and the world needs us now more than ever. Economies, all sorts of things that are going on in the world. They need our communities, they need our belief, they need our products and programs, and they need our opportunity. And so I would really encourage all of us to, you know what, get on our feet by getting off our asses and putting on our courageous pants and going, whose life can I impact today by having a conversation? It really is as simple as that. So I just want to thank you so much, Kerry, for, you know, bringing that wisdom to the table, kicking off this leadership series of calls that we're going to be doing. And just so appreciate you and Mickey and Danny and Debbie for constantly sewing into our market, no matter whose team it is. You guys have always shown up from the very beginning, and especially, I mean, I've been only involved since 2009, but I just really, really appreciate every single one of you for what you bring each and every day. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And appreciate all of you. Good. It's noon there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
It is 20 to 1 now, so 20 to 1 on a Friday afternoon. So we're heading into the long weekend of end of month. So we're ready to bring it home. We've got some people going for Q and NMD and SSC and all sorts of things. So we're ready to light it up here. So yeah, again, thank you. Light up the chat, guys, with just appreciation for Kerry. Absolutely fantastic. And thank you all so much. We'll let you get back to your nighttime.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Good night for me, and have a good day for you. Keep punching.
Absolutely. Bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.